Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the NRW. We're nerds of the world, and I'm obviously, it's a Sunday morning, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm Heather Hurt. That's Kuya P, and we're going to talk some witches. Let's get into the redesign of the 1986 classic Witchboard.
With the trailer first.
With the trailer.
Clear your mind and focus on the pendulum. There are powerful forces at play. We must journey back. Back to she who carved this board. To stir its dark magic.
Pendulum board. They were used to contact spirits. This could easily be over 100 years old.
You think it's worth anything?
Tell me about the board.
Just feels like bad juju to me.
You know so little, yet here you are. And I know so much.
Christian?
Where's Emily?
There is such a thing as destiny, and hers is not with you.
If you liked that, then you'll love this.
I like how they have the title right there.
Yeah,
And
kind
the
of covering it.
That was
Yeah.
cool.
Witchboard, this is, as it says, a reimagining of the original horror film. And that's actually something we're going to talk about here. And this isn't going to be a super long review, but I will be talking about something that kind of bugged me when it comes to the reimagining level of it. The film was directed by Chuck Russell, written and directed by Chuck Russell, who Kuya P got to speak to. By the time this airs, we'll have those trailers out. We are kind of on a wee bit of an embargo right now when we're talking about it. So we will try and keep out of spoilers, probably even at the end, because honestly, we could get in big trouble since this will be coming out before the movie does. So this will be spoiler free. But Kuya P talked to the writer-director Chuck Russell, and he wrote it with Greg McKay, and it's of course based off the original screenplay by Kevin Tenney. The film features Madison Iseman as Emily, Aaron Dominguez, who I got to speak to as Christian. And if you are an Only Murders fan, him and I did, nerd out for about 30 seconds about Only Murders. Mel Jarnson plays Brooke. Charlie Tahan plays Richie. Antonia Desplat plays Nagasoth. And then we have, David LaHaye is Bishop Grogan. And then we have the three sisters. Renee Herbert is Aisha 1, Alicia Herbert, her twin sister, is Aisha 2, and Sierra Fasadi is Aisha 3. Lots of amazing people and lots of really interesting people in this film. I was kind of surprised. I'm sorry, I didn't say this. Jamie Campbell Bower as Alexander Baptiste, who is the bad guy in this film, by the way, if you didn't notice. The film centers around Emily, who finds a witchboard, a classic pendulum board. Kuya P asked me this before. I have not done pendulum. I have done tarot, and I have done other things. But pendulums have a tendency to be very biased, so I usually do not. So did tarot, but there's a level of personality that goes into most pendulum boards, and so I have not done a pendulum board yet. It's also a lot harder for those of you who have ever done Ouija. The most important thing to do to not let other things in is to be grounded. With the pendulum board, you literally have to give yourself up to the board, and that I am not okay with doing something where I cannot remain grounded in this reality. So Kuyapi, if you ever and if any of you have questions about witchcraft and what these things are, please ask in the comments. I'm happy to talk through it. I am a practice Wiccan, or a practicing pagan. I used to be Wiccan, but I am a practicing pagan. With that being said, she finds this witchboard, this pendulum board that dates back to the 1600s, a witch queen who is brutally murdered by the church. And of course, as we know, the church ain't the greatest people on the planet. They do something terrible to her, and this is her revenge. Emily is then set in a cycle to fulfill a destiny that this witch queen was always based off of, and Alexander is there to guide her along the way. Her boyfriend, Christian, wants to do nothing more than to help her, and of course, the saucy British girl Brooke is there to kind of cause some mischief right around it. Kuya P, we didn't do a react to this, so I think we're going to skip our initial thoughts. So let's go straight into what was your review of this film?
Put me on blast first. I saw the trailer right in prep for my interview, and then actually I also watched the film too. But I watched the trailer to be like, oh, will this grab me? I'm like, oh, this seems interesting. It looked cool. And then the film, it was I was in for the first half. But the second half, I got a little bit bored and just wasn't feeling it all the way. I don't know. I don't want to say it's the fault of the writing. Chuck Russell was a pleasure to speak with. One of the things that we saw, I don't think we see it in the trailer, but there's this cool sequence with these guys work in a restaurant. It's called the Creole Boys or whatever.
Creole Kings.
Creole Kings. Yes. Thank you, Heather. Because you spoke with Aaron. There's a scene in the restaurant that I've always had nightmares of a specific device when I worked around it.
Yeah.
And it came to life in this film. And I was like, I've always had nightmares, and now you've made those nightmares real, Chuck. Thanks a lot, sir. You're the best. Love his body work. He did Eraser. He did Nightmare on Elm Street 3. But Eraser, I love. He did The Mask.
He did The Mask. That's a badass movie. I love that movie. Watch it. I still watch it at least once a year. So
yeah, great interview with him. Check out again, and also check out Heather's Aaron interview, Aaron Dominguez. We also, either of the two of us might work out another interview that we'll have for it as well. I thought there were some cool scenes. There's certain things that didn't jive as a filmmaker, and I want to talk about it. But if we're gonna drop this before the release or whatever, because there's some spoilery things I think I'd like to additionally talk about. So maybe we'll save that for another time. But overall, I did a rewatch on it with my mother as of this recording being in town because she loves horror movies. She enjoyed it, but there were certain things that I caught on a rewatch that I'm like, yeah, and also some filming choices that just kind of bothered me a little bit. But overall, not mad at it. It's not still the only thing I'm taking away from it is I want to learn more about pendulum boards. Heather talking about grounding yourself and like maybe not giving yourself adds more of the scary, thrilling element to it. Like, ooh, that seems very interesting. But yeah, I want to learn more about pendulum boards. That's my biggest takeaway from Witchboard is because I didn't go in with knowledge of pendulum boards. I was familiar with Ouija, had no knowledge of Witchboards, but now this educated me on that aspect. This guy who's our main baddie, that's influencing Madison Iseman's character, I loved and hated this guy, and I'm curious Heather's thoughts. Like, he has good delivery, but also it became annoying after a while too. And so that was a little something that stood out for me. But Madison Iseman, she was all right, but she was also a little weird. So Heather, that's my thoughts. Yours.
So gonna kind of finish this out. We can always do a second react because there was one moment QP did tell me before I was able to watch. He was like, the coolest kill, and I was just like, Meow Meow's got it. Meow Meow's got it. I'm just gonna say they got it. When it comes down to it, I do agree. Jamie Campbell Bower really stood out in this film. I really loved him as a bad guy. Madison Iseman, I just don't think she was given enough room in this film, and I think a lot of that was due to the dramaticism of this. One thing that I actually brought up with Aaron Dominguez was this turned into a drama. this was very dramatic. And he actually got to watch the original before he did this, and he was surprised, and he says this in the interview, he was surprised, though there is gore in this film, it does really come out as a horror film. This is a 2-hour movie that really goes into the history, some of the history of witchcraft. One of the things is that it talks about pendulum boards have been around since the BC times, like 1000 BC is, I think, when the first recorded witchboard, what is now called as the witchboard, came into use. It's a very old tool. It did make the film a little bit long and boring, but it was also kind of cool. So if you want to know a little bit more about witchcraft, it actually goes into some cool elements about that. And once again, happy to talk about it. I'm always happy to talk witchcraft. My husband actually doesn't like me to do tarot because my tarot deck is the Book of Black Magic, and he hates that. I am white. I am a white witch. Don't get me wrong, but I do have my tarot card is the Book of Black Magic. Overall, I enjoyed it. I think the acting was fine, but I don't think it gave room for some people to really show off their talents. And I want to say that part of it is writing. Because I think that they could have turned this into potentially 2 parts. And I did ask Aaron if he ever wanted to come back, would he do it? And he said yes, because he absolutely loved this. I think this could have been drawn out into a 2nd part, and it would have reduced the delay of that storytelling. But other than that, I enjoyed this film. It was an okay film. It's not that I enjoyed this film. It was an okay film. It was, if you like witchcraft, watch this movie. If you're okay with a little bit of extension of a horror film, watch this movie. It's out on August 15th. Kuipi, any very, very quick final words?
Last thought is, yeah, I would recommend this to somebody I know like Heather. Outside of that, it would be a questionable choice for everybody else because it's kind of just okay. But definitely for the witches I know, shout out to them. I'd recommend it to them.
Absolutely. And I would love to have conversations. If you are a witch and you want to talk about pendulum boards, I'd love to talk about that. Let's get that conversation going. I personally, this is out on August 15 exclusively in theaters. I'd wait till streaming. Just gonna be very honest there. No hate. Aaron was wonderful. Once again, we nerded out about Only Murders, and I mean, Chuck Russell
he was super cool, super cool.
And he's a legend. Even though he's done primarily B-level stuff, he's still a legend, and I totally respect that. Once again, Witchboard is out on August 15th exclusively in theaters. If you see the movie by the time you watch this, or if you're excited for it, or if you've watched and you think we're wrong, make comments in down below. Like, subscribe, share, all of those things, and we will talk to y'all soon.
Nerds rule the world.
Pleasure chatting with you. Love to all my nerds who rule the world.
Yeah. Nerds rule the world.
Yes, we do.
Thanks. Nerds rule the world.
Thank you.
I love the nerds ruling the world, so more power to you.
Patrick, what up, man? And yes, they do. Nerds rule the world, kid.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Awesome. Kuya P, nerds rule the world. Hello.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Oh,
nerds rule the world.
I got.
It's in the title of your show, like nerds rule the world. Like, I want more black weirdos on screen, and I don't feel like we ever get to see that very much.
Thank you so much. Nerds do rule the world.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, nerds rule. Love
it. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Julian.
Yes, nerds rule. Yes.
Rock on. I love it. Thank you so much.
It's good to see you. I love Nerds Rule the World.
But yeah, there's a heavy nerd component, man.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if you ask me, nerds rule the world. So
absolutely.
And you're right. Nerds do rule the world.
We're just the best.
Yes.
Thank you,
Thank
ladies.
you so much.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
It's your boy QUP. Nerds rule the world. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you.
do. They rule the world all right.
Yes. Take care, Tony. Thank you, guys.